Just gonna double check the audio, see if it's all good. All right then, hello everybody. Welcome to BRL Season 14, Round 7 here at Texas. Last time out at Monza, it was Rose who took the win from Wolfie. However, it was only about a 1 or 2 point advantage Rose gained over the Sauber car, and the top of the table is just separated by 10 points between those two drivers. Blackburn last race managed to get his way up into P3 in the driver's standings. Baz Brains and Bluebird also follow them, P4 and P5. Alex is down to P6, but he's ready, as his new alias here of Unai Emery, to go out on the track here. He is loving a bunch of these names in a minute. Other people as well. G. Benny changed his name now actually to Gampel Benjamin, but I'll probably still say G. Benny. It's pretty simple. And same with Alex here. I'm not going to call him Unai Emery. I did call him Hank when he changed it in Silverstone, I think it was. But yeah, I would still call him Alex here. I mean, it's a bit too much in a minute when I'm seeing constant name changes. But yeah. Anyway, though, we've got 14 drivers for this race. Quite a lot of people checked out in the end. A bit unfortunate, but yeah, we'll have to see how it goes for the rest of the season. But right now, there's only about 4 rounds left. Haas still lead the Constructors' Championship here, actually, by just 3 points Sauber, and with Rose by himself, Wolfie by himself, but Ferrari behind, actually, on 134 points compared to Haas at the top of 160. They've got a decent chance of scoring some more points than both those teams and maybe creeping in to a three-way title fight for the Constructors' standings. Hazard, usually a very consistent point scorer, and Bluebird, we've seen him up there quite a lot in the past few races to see if he can get into that top 5 again. Trying to see what else there really is to say in a minute. Interesting enough, Wisman on intermediate tyres, but I think he's probably just checking if all this stuff works. Not really uncommon to see for most of these people's first laps. But one other thing as well, in fact, it looks quite overcast here. I'm not going to assume there'll be rain coming at the start of the session, but I will say I won't be surprised if we do see some. Arden will be the first person to follow us for a lap, but who is that quite close behind there? I think it's Baz Brains. Let's follow Baz Brains here, because I don't know if Arden is actually on a valid lap. He definitely looked quite wide on the summit. Yeah, he's not on a valid lap here. I think he'll pull to the side. And he's not pulled to the side just yet, but hopefully he will. Not impede Baz Brains. He's on a valid lap in a minute. He's gone wide as well. Really needs him to move out the way here. There we go, Arden off the track. He's all okay. Bluebird has left the session, so he has connection issues. Since retired as well, so he, unfortunately for him, is starting last, I think, from what I'm seeing here. But anyway, Baz Brains in a minute, 25-2. We'll invite Bluebird in 1 second. We'll just watch the first lap of this session. Looks to be a pretty decent first sector. Actually hooked up quite well through all of those S's, and now we're going to head into one of the slowest corners on the track here, the hairpin. Looks to be pretty solid here for Baz. We'll get the power on quite nicely. He does that too. And let's see, now blasting down the straight. He looks quite solid. Blue reports to me his DRS will work on any buttons, so that's what's probably a big issue for him. But anyway, Baz Brains still going on his lap in a minute. Decent braking there, but definitely can use that entry curve a little bit more there. Pretty easy to cut when it's on strict track limits still. But anyway, 102.7 in that middle sector. We're seeing how he goes here throughout the rest of the lap. Looks a little bit tentative on turning there, but he looked pretty nicely on the exit. Goes to take the slightly wider line through this section. I definitely has to be cut on the inside quite a bit here. It gains you that little bit more time, I feel like, in these qualifying sessions. A little bit hesitant as well there, but kept it nice and clean, and it's exactly really what you want from a banker lap. Baz Brains not really having too many complaints about this lap, and across the line he goes for a 34-1. Hazard behind there, validated at the end, so he is not going to get that lap so far. We're inviting Bluebird again just to make sure that he's all good. Arbnor there. Oh, Wolfie spun round at the end of Sector 1 as our Henson goes faster at 33.4. I don't know what to really predict for this qualifying session, but I have done a race around here, at least from what I remember, I had a lap time of 30.9, but I am definitely not thinking we're getting a 30.9 in this session. And if so, to be honest, there's many track conditions. Even though it sounds silly, it's quite easy to have the track conditions completely ruin your lap times around here. And right now it looks very overcast, so I'll definitely be expecting times in the 31s pole for the minute, mainly from Rose or from Wolfie or from Alex here. Any of those guys, they should be having a good chance at pole position today, but we'll see how the rest of the stuff goes, because obviously it still looks quite overcast. I don't know if it's going to clear away or not, but if it is prone to rain, then that will really shake up the grid order if it starts falling. I haven't heard anybody say about rain as of yet, so I'd assume we'd be all right. But yeah, right now, no rain falling on the cars, and we're just seeing all of them go out on their dry running. Meanwhile, though, while I'm saying all this, Wismar does a lap on his intermediate tyres, goes into 5th. G. Benny finishes his lap, he goes into 4th now. Ardnor trying his best to go on a better lap for himself. Blackbird trying to get on a lap, or at least a lap on the board. Jerry Sapphic and Randy in there, actually, in the final corner. If I saw that one correctly, or penultimate corner, sorry. Where would this lap have put him? It would have put him on pole. So unfortunate for him, but he will need to go again and set a better lap. Blackbird will come around the final corner in a few months' time. But as with Ardnor, let's see. Oh, he's very wide there, Ardnor. Pretty sure to hold it together here. But he's on a lap while Blackbird catches him up at the worst side possible. This might impede Blackbird slightly, but they are both on a lap. It's not really other people's faults here. But Blackbird does go fast in the end with a 1:32.7. Ardnor there with a 37.4. Looks like it'll be a really scruffy lap. Blackburn's trying to get ahead of him in the end. Jerry South going, I think we're actually on another lap here. 2 push-ups in a row. And Rose looks to have backed out as well, so he's invalidated his time. I would assume this time would have been invalidated. Right where Kodoi is right now, it'll be either on this curb here or on the curb he's going to go over right now. It's very easy to invalidate on those 2 corners if you're pushing quite a lot. But right now, looking pretty good for the V-Car boys. P2 and P4 at the minute. Obviously, with some big hitters not actually setting proper laps at the minute. Wisburn, Wolfie, Alex, and Rosalie. Those are the 4 who haven't actually set proper laps as of yet, but I assume Rosalie here will come into the pit lane. I don't think you'll have the fuel and the battery to do a lap that he'd be happy with, and he does. Unai Emery still in the pit lane. Jerry South out there doing a second lap in a minute, but I don't know if his fuel is an issue for him. I'm not too sure. I think Bluebird is actually in the session. I believe he is still, but obviously he is not driving the car anymore, unfortunately. So, as I'll say, about Ferrari trying to get a good result, unfortunately for them, they will be last on the grid unless somebody like Wisburn here wants to try and get disqualified for this session, because it can happen. Arnold looks quite wide there, going around there. Kodoi goes to the pit lane, Jerry South too, so probably didn't really want to finish that lap in the end of things. Blackbird's coming into the pit lane as well, and I think we're seeing Arbor come around the final corner on the mini-map, but I don't think he was improving enough there. I think he has actually really slowed down at the end. There you go, yellow flag. I think that'll be him coming into the pit lane. Yeah, very slowly, however. I'm not sure what's going on there, but Hasman looks to be on a decent lap in a minute. Let's see where he might be able to pop his car. I think he's on a pretty similar lap to our Henson at the minute, maybe a little bit further ahead, but either way, a few tenths ahead or a few tenths back would still put him P2 or P3. Let's see where he goes once he finishes his lap. Looks pretty nice braking and turns on the battery for the final corner. Across the line, he does go a 10th clear of our Henson. There you go, a P2 to P3 for these two, actually. It's pretty damn good for them. Blackburn as well will be pretty damn happy with his pole position at the minute. But obviously, it's all provisional. There's still 9 minutes left. And once again, we've got a bunch of big hitters to go. Wolfie on a lap. Alex here on an out lap. Rosa here on an out lap. And Wisburn now about to be on an out lap. Ben now, I think, just finished a lap there. He's going to go into P7. Oh, and G. Benny has... I don't know how in God's name he's managed to do that on his out lap. Maybe there's something wrong with his steering or something. But yeah, he's got wing damage. He will need to come in immediately. And that will be at least a lap done for now. Yeah, but right now, though, anyway, Wolfie with 24.9 first sector. I would not be too surprised if that's quickest one we've seen. But he goes very conservative into that corner. We even sort of drop into first gear there, where I definitely would see people take it in third. So, yeah, very risky there for Wolfie to go into a lower gear around there when you really need that good exit, but he did it anyway. And let's see, would he be able to beat Blackbone on this run? We compared to Hazard's time, which was a 102 by the time we reached the middle sector. So at the minute, Wolfie's about breaking even with Hazard's time, maybe a tiny bit quicker. He definitely has a chance to go a lot quicker in this final sector, however. And I think he'll probably put this lap in P2. If not, I'd assume P3. He's got a lot of battery left to his name, and he'll definitely be using that coming around his final few corners. Really flicks it in nicely there. Way too wide, but he does get away with it somehow. But across the line, he will go. That might gain him a lot of time, I'm not too sure. Across the line he goes. He does not go to pole, but I think that little excursion there in the final corner, he got quite lucky with. But yeah, he is currently going a lot quicker. And right now, Alex here going a lot quicker than Wolfie in the first sector. He's also a 3/10 up. And let's see what the second sector looks like now. I'd probably be seeing really quick pole times in the 1 minute mark once they reach that middle sector. Right now, Alex there 6.5 tenths up there on Wolfie. I am expecting probably definitely to the 31s here, I feel like, from Alex. I mean, I was going to say definitely, but it'll be pretty damn close into the 31s. If not, I'd maybe say a 31.8 would be around a target I think I'm going to see here. Okay, I have no idea what's happened there. I think he has just broken his wheel or something like that, because that looked like an incredible lap. And now it's all gone to pieces. Let's just compare it. Yeah. I've got no idea what happened there, but Rose looks pretty damn quick in this middle sector. He's a couple of tenths up on what Alex was doing in a minute. This should be in the 31s then, if I was thinking it maybe could have been in the 31s for Alex. Let's see that across the finish line. Rose will go, and yeah, that is... You're not seeing that differently there. That is a 1.5 seconds clear of the field at the minute. Rose right now looks to be pretty much a league of his own, and yeah, I will definitely be thinking, what the hell if I was Blackbone or Wolfie or anyone else? It's all over, man. Blackbone. Really not happy with that. And in all fairness, yeah, I mean, some people here still haven't set up laps yet. Wolfie definitely didn't have the cleanest lap. I know he did not. But yeah, I mean, some people still haven't set best laps there. Wisma come across the line. There you go. But he's a second down. He's 1.1 seconds off the times at the minute, which is insane to think. Koda came across the line there and matched our Henson, who actually went ahead of Hazard while we were talking about all this. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know what else to say here. I mean, I have... yeah, I'm not too sure about this one. I think some people will be probably able to work there. Oh my god, okay. Hold on a minute, just need to make sure the Bluebird knows I can't take control of this car. Right. Anyway, let's go back to this anyway. The pole position battle looks to be completely off, unless we get a decent fight from Wolfie, but he has said that this will be his first laps here in a long while, so I don't think he'll be able to really do that one, but yeah, maybe the other person maybe challenges Wisburn, but obviously he set a lap and he was 1.1 seconds off, so yeah, I am fully expecting this to be the pole position. I'll start making the graphic right now for him even, if he wants it, unless someone else decides that they can really pull up their socks and go for the good lap. But yeah, I think what makes it a bit worse here is the fact that a lot of people here actually are still kind of close to each other, and then you've got the massive elephant in the room, which is Rose's time. Meanwhile, Wisburn should go into the pit lane there, has his 10th up as well, trying to get his one up on both the V cars, in fact, and maybe even Wolfie, if there is an invalid lap for the Sauber driver on his last lap. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, G. Benny here looking pretty decent on this last five. Did say he was about 10th up, I believe. And let's see what the middle sector's looking like. He's still, it's about 10th and a bit up, but right now he needs a lot more time than that if he wants to get ahead of Baz Brains. Ben as well going round on this track in a minute. How much is he up? He's about 4 tenths up. Arbnor, unfortunately, yeah, he's just doing a bunch of running in a minute, which I guess makes sense. But right now, he's already going to be helping with his quickest time. Hazard, apparently, he's gone purple in the middle sector, and that has stayed. So I don't know if that is legitimate or not, but we'll have to wait and see as he's rounding this section of corners. He looks to have done his ERS there, massive solid. G. Betty gains about 6 tenths in the final sector there to go up into P8 ahead of Baz Brains. Let's see what Haz could do across the line. Looks to be a pretty damn good lap from what I'm seeing. He goes up to third. That's a lovely lap there from Hazard. 7 tenths up, and actually was knocking on the door of P2 if Wisburn wasn't able to set that lap. Very nice lap there from the Ferrari driver, and it's helping his constructors' chances here, as Bluebird, obviously, he's down at 14th. He is trying to save the chance for Ferrari. Obviously, there'll be still lots of people coming out the pit lane. Yeah, obviously, I think Rosa will try and take the piss here, and I think he's coming out once again. Both the V-Cubs coming out there in tandem. Henson and Kodo, I probably really want to get their one-up back on Hazard as well. If they see Hazard qualifying P3, surely they can as well. But yeah, Baz Rage retired to the pit lane. Probably hasn't got enough time. And the two V-Cubs here, I think they're just trying to let someone go. Hot Hazard. Yeah, Blackburn, mate, you got to get out there as soon as you can if you want to go and improve. And right now, some people are really trying to save it late. I think that's Wisburn coming out there. And he's got a push on this lap. He should be okay, but there'll be a lot more pushing than he would have liked. Same with Wolfie there, I think, has just come out of the pit lane. These two should be able to make it to the line in time, but probably not with the preparation that they would have liked. G. Betty is coming into pit lane. That is his final lap done. Ben should be able to do another lap. Arbnor should be able to do his final lap as well. Everybody here should be able to do his last lap. Blackbone is in the pit lane now. Oh, we're going. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to do that lap in time, fortunately for you, Blackbone, mate. I think you should just quit this one. I'll be quite honest. But Hazard, he's pretty happy, I think, with that lap. He must be. P3 for him is, I think, it'll be his best qualifying result of the season. And his best qualifying result for a long time. Let's actually have a quick look. What his best qualifying result was. Previously, it has been P6. So if he even qualifies in the top 5, I think he'd be pretty happy with that one. But obviously, we've still got a load of people left to go. Rose, I don't think I even want to look at him, because I feel like I know he's going to go quicker, and even if he doesn't, it will still be pole. So, yeah, we're not going to look at him. Sorry, Rose. But, yeah, I'd assume you'll take pole, mate. I'd assume it'll be another good lap. All that sort of stuff. But I think we'll be looking at the rest of the grid here, because we've actually got a pretty nice bit of mixed grids at the minute. Ben looks like he's going to try and give his teammate Jerry Sapp a bit of a tow here, but he needs to get out the way, potentially, if he actually wants to try and do that. And meanwhile, you've got another car in the background there of Kodoy, and then our Henson pretty close by as well. Wolfie is going to make it to check a flag here. By about 8 seconds left to spare. Will Wisman, I think it'll be even close, about 4 seconds left potentially. He will. Blackburn, though, will not. Arbor will come on across the line to finish his lap. Does he improve? He does not improve in the end of things. Let's see, is Rose up? He is up still. So at least we know that. Oh, yellow flag over here. That's carbon fibre off, I believe that was. What happened there? I think it was Ben. No, it wasn't Ben. Who was it? I don't know. There was carbon fibre. I definitely saw that one. It probably was Ben, actually. He's gone off the track now. Yeah, no idea. But either way, Kodoy apparently a 10th up. I don't know why Henson was up in terms of his times, but a lot of these people still trying to go quicker. Jebby Saf, let's see. What is his time going to be? He's not set a lap all session so far. That has been valid. 2.3 is not too bad. Ben is valid, obviously. Kodoy matching Jerry Saf a bit with 2.4. Henson, I don't know, but it looks to be pretty decent so far as well. Because he's at least still pointing the right way. That's my metric in a minute. Is Rose going to come across the line and improve just that bit more? Let's have a look. Across the line he goes. 31-1. That is him on pole position, I'm sure of it. Unless Wolfie can pull out a lovely lap at the end. Or Wisman, in fact, because both of them are still on laps. Jerry Sapp comes across the line here with Kodoy right behind him. Jerry Sapp goes up to 6th. Kodoy replaces him. Henson next across the line. He's only 7th, unfortunately, qualified by his teammate. Wolfie's going to come across the line in second as Ben retires the session. Oh, Wolfie gets it all crossed up. But surely he's going to at least try and finish the lap. He might have some improvement in him. Here we go, across the line. It's very tight on track limits. He still goes up to second. Will Wisman replace him there? No. he's going to disqualify himself. This is becoming a very common theme here for Wisburn. Yeah, I'm sure he would have got that P2 spot in the end there. 25-1, 36-6. It'd have been close, actually. I mean, maybe Wolfie could have or might not have got that P2 secured, but he definitely has got it now, as Wisburn chooses, I think, to start from the back in all these races. But that does mean, interestingly enough, we've got a bit of a spicy grid further behind. Rose on pole by absolutely taking the piss margins. Wolfie in P2. But interestingly enough, look at this. Hazard P3, Blackburn P4. That's a really nice second row. The V Cubs as well, 5-6. Pretty good job from them. Jeremy Saff ahead of G Benny in the end of things. Baz Brain ahead of Ben JSJB. Armnor, the last person to actually set a lap in the end, with his teammate there, P12. Bluebird disconnected early on. He couldn't set a lap at all. And Wisburn deciding he wants to start from the back. Yeah. So I'm still thinking about that pole gap there. Rose with an astounding one. I don't think we've seen one like that for a long while. And if we have seen one like that, it would definitely be in wet conditions, because there is no way we'll be seeing 1.2 seconds on the field almost in the dry. I'll be seeing in the wet potentially, but yeah, not the dry. Strategy here, I would say, is a one-stop. Medium to hards should be the strategy. Hard mediums could maybe also be considered, but I think the undercut is just way too powerful, and the hard tyres last a long time on that second stint. I do not think a two-stop is viable, even though the mediums chop off very quickly. I don't think a hard medium is a strat to go for. I don't think double medium is a strat to go for either. I think it is just simply a one-stop, medium hard. Soft tyres shouldn't be used in the race. This is a late safety car. But let's just wait and see what the strategies say as we're going to head towards the 5 red lights here. Rose on pole, Wolfing alongside. We've got a very spicy few rows behind. It's a long set of lights, and we're on the way. Rose gets a good start there and covers off Wolfie pretty well. Hazard looks to not got a good start, though, and he's already passed by Blackburn. Blackburn trying to go on the inside. Oh, Wolfie, we 3 wide into the first turn. Hazard goes off. There's contact behind as well, so Arnold goes off too. It's out 4 wide going around this section. Some people got back out potentially, and Hazard there, I think he actually is on the hard tyres. He's lost out a lot at the start of this race. And yeah, anyway, the top 2 still stay the same there, but Blackbone up to P3. Kodoy actually had an electric start. He's up to 4th place as well. Jeremy Saff has got ahead, I believe, of our Henson in all of that, and his car's trying to go for moves at the back there, as that is incredibly laggy. I don't know what's happened there, but I believe Bluebird has just tagged round Alex there. Got no idea what it's going to look like for everyone else there, but yeah, that looked pretty sketchy for everyone involved. Meanwhile, though, we've got a bit more fighting further up the field here. Jeremy Saff looks to try and make a move on Hazard, who is, yes, definitely on them hard tyres. I don't know if that's the play for him to go for, but he's gone deep again on them hards. It's not really working out for him, and he's up now, Jeremy Saff, into P5. Our Henson now trying to make a move around the outside. He can't make that move sick. He's on the mediums, though. You can see the pace difference immediately on these tyres, but the mediums will fall off quickly, and maybe Hazard could get some moves made a little bit later on this stint on those hard tyres. But right now, our Henson really being affected by the dirty air. He's going to try and make a move here into the next corner. I don't think he should be, and I think he won't, but it's very tight between the pair of them as Bluebird gets round the outside of Wisburn. Was that looked like a really nice move if we were able to see that one on board, but I was not, unfortunately. Blackbird currently as well, hounding Wolfie at the minute. A lot more than what we've seen in previous races to him, Blackburn. He's looking like he's got quite a lot of pace in Aston Martin as our Henson dives it on Hazard. Let's see if these two can keep it at least semi-clean throughout the rest of this bit. Who's going to yield first? It will be Hazard in the end of it. I think you'll probably know here the tyres will come to him eventually, not right now. So I have to wait and see how the rest of this race goes for him. And meanwhile, though, let's have a quick look. Everybody else's tyres here. Hazard and Baz Brains choosing the hard tyres, along with Wisburn at the back of the field. Ben, interestingly, on the softs, but you can see that he's only really struggling for grip. That should not be at all what you'd be thinking of when you put on the soft tyres, sorry. Yeah, he's really struggling in a minute. And right now, someone else who is really going to go for it is Kodoy and Jeremy Saff. I don't think Blackbird's going to think of a move. He's following in the wheel tracks of Wolfie, but Jeremy Saff is going to make the move there up to P4. That is a brilliant result for him so far. Bluebird as well looks to try and get past Ben, and it's very tight to the pair of them. Ben massively locks up. Bluebird, it's close between him and Ben. Ben does get the position back momentarily, but it's very tight between the pair of them. Whisper trying to make a move in the back as well. Ben still holds on, but Bluebird now down the inside. Ben might have to cede it now. Bluebird a bit of a wiggle on the steering wheel. He now gets through up into P9. I'm not sure he actually put a setup on in the end. I don't know what was happening with him, but yeah, further down the back of the field here, unfortunately, is both the Red Bulls. And right now, 13th and 14th. Unfortunate for them. We'll have to see how the rest of this race goes on in a minute. I think we once again also declare the winner right now, unless there is something out of his control that will happen. Yeah, Rose will probably win this race, let's be quite honest with ourselves. Arnold in the pit lane, so I think he's probably got some damage there. I think he may have actually had some on lap 1 as well. I'm not too sure what happened. But yeah, so far, it is not too bad for some of these teams. Haas and Sauber, obviously, getting the points that they want there. They're in 1-2 at the minute. Blackburn obviously might want to have something to say about that for that P2 spot. Yellow flag out there, and I don't know who it was for there, actually. I think it was Ben, who has been, I think, overtaken there now, as Arnold then retires the session. Unfortunately for him, not doing any good for him this race. Let's see, though, now, actually, the fight for P2. This one could be on here as Blackburn tries to get closer and closer and closer to the kick Sauber in front of him. Is he going to be able to do it? He's not yet. But Kodoy, though, makes a move with Jeremy Samus a little bit late moving across there, but I think he should be all right. At least it definitely looked quite sketchy on the off-boards. I think he'll be all okay, though, if we looked at that from other people's point of views. And meanwhile, though, our Henson trying to follow his teammate through here. Hazard the Bad Brains also sticking pretty well on the hards here so far, but they will have to deal with the pain, I think, of the mediums a little bit later on, because while they will be quick, right now, these cars will be already starting to feel the effects of tyre wear, I'm sure here. As Hazard actually is still pretty glued onto the back of these guys. Like, if I really wish I was able to see, like, the last lap time. That'd be really nice, but I don't think I'll be able to see it. But anyway, Blackbone that's still chasing down Wolfie at the minute. And for some reason, Arnold's car has taken the entire first sector and a half here, as Bluebird, actually, as I'm saying all this, gets past Baz Brains. Ben picks up a penalty for multiple warnings. I'm not too sure how he's done that, and a technical penalty. That is unfortunate for him. But I think he already knows that the soft tyres was not the play, and there you go, he's retired the session as well. He's really fucked it up, unfortunately. Fair play, Rose. I'm honestly not sure who this man is, who is subbed in the chat there. But if you're a fan of Rose, you at least know of our league, and that is good enough for me. I normally don't recognise people by their YouTube names either. It's pretty difficult. Keep in mind, Arnold's car is still doing laps of the track as Hazard gets past our head, so a bit of a dive. I just want to see this. Yeah, his car's still there. What is going on with that Red Bull? I don't know. But now, Wolfie under pressure in Blackbone. It's the yellow flag zone. Can he overtake here? I don't know. But he's going to go on the inside here, Blackbone. It's very careful from him and Wolfie. Look at this. And meanwhile, it's even more fight, I think, going on behind. And Blackbone and Wolfie's still going. I really want to cut away, but I can't cut away some of the fights. As Blackbone makes the move, it's maybe a little bit of contact between the pair of them there, but look at that. Blackbone just managed to get ahead there. Wolfie trying to go around the outside. He's not got a grip for that one. He is up now into P2, Blackbone, and he'll be trying to keep that one from Wolfie for quite a while here. Meanwhile, down here, actually pretty close to Henson Hazard, but Hazard, after making the move, has not made it well in this. Kodoy span round off from P4. A massive mistake from him. I don't know what's happened. Maybe there was contact, I don't know. But those rear tyres have been very much struggling at the minute. And meanwhile, Alex here, down the back of the field, is trying to make moves. And actually, meanwhile, Wolfie and Blackbone are trying to make moves with each other here too, as Blackbone has to defend from the Sauber car. And there we go. Yeah, there you go. What am I trying to say now anymore? I don't know. G. Benny miles off the track there. I don't know if he's got damage at all, but Kodoy as well, really struggling with those rear tyres after that spin. Definitely would have been a little bit more temperature on them now, and also some wear, so he might have to box this a little bit earlier. Is Arnold's car still... Oh, G. Benny off the track here. I think he's got his rears cooked as well, as that is a very odd place to lose it. Arnold's car, mind you, is still doing laps of the track, so I've got no idea. I think his car is just completely bugged. We're going to have a Red Bull that actually might get classified, even though he DNF'd on like the first few laps. And meanwhile, Wolfie down the inside here at Blackburn, is there contact? There's a tiny little nudge for the Aston Martin. Ben has left the session here, obviously, after his retirement. Oh, there's more fighting going on up here at the top as well. I don't know what's happening. Wolfie and Blackbone, both of them are going for it. Well, I was just thinking about cutting away, and I think Wolfie's a bit deep again as well. Yes, he has. Blackburn trying to go maybe round the outside. He won't have the grip on that one. Once again, it's the same as what Wolfie had a few laps ago. And Arbnor's car finally, I think, is chosen to retire. It took it a lap and a half to find a place to retire, but we got there in the end. And yeah, meanwhile, a bit wider for Jeremy Seff out in front. Bluebird will probably try and capitalise on what these guys are doing in a minute. Yellow flag 6-3 again. I think that's Kodoi. He's really cooked his rears now. And look at those two side by side there, Wolfie and Blackbone. Blackbone gets the move done, though, in all of this. So Rose is absolutely streaking clear. I don't think he really cares anymore about what's happening behind him, because he could probably spin just on his own and he'd probably still win this race. So, yeah. Might get a new tier just for Rose himself and just put him against 110 AI. That's might be what we have to do now. But meanwhile, though, Kodoi in the pit lane onto a set of hard tyres. I firmly believe they could last to the end of the race if you're good on them. And yeah, maybe Kodoi is going to try and do that for the rest of this race. Watch these races really entertained. Well played putting this together. Love to join a Discord server. Brilliant. Actually, hold on a minute. Meanwhile, I don't know what's happened, but is that a crash? I don't know. But whatever's happened, actually, Alex, that is a very odd place to park. I don't know if that's been a crash or not. Meanwhile, there's still moves being made, though, at the front of this field. Bluebird and Henson going for it. Henson for a switchback, trying to get back ahead, as he wants to try and be the one to try. Sorry, Jeremy Stubb, that's a lovely switchback. He can make it work. Henson on the power. Can he get it? Bluebird on the inside. Let's have a look. Is there another switchback potentially on the cards for the V car? No, Bluebird just plants it back there, but that was very close to being a nice move there from the V car driver. And if you want to start Discord server, mate, I will try and link it to you if I can. Just give me 1 second here. It should be in the description of our YouTube channel. If you're not able to click it, just let me know in the chat and I should be able to help you out there. I hope. But meanwhile, we've still got a massive fight out in front here for P2. And actually, it's getting very close here, going towards chicane. Unfortunately for some people, though, early DNFs have really plagued this one. And some people here, I think mainly G. Benny, think to be racing points this race. Kodoi's got a chance to come back in this race, but he really needs to make sure he has those hard tyres last to the end. As I assume everyone here will be doing that one-stop strategy. All looking very close indeed, actually. A lot of this grid is looking quite close. And, other than the obvious, we're actually going to see now a move for P2. We might see move P4 as well, from Blackbone and Bluebird, respectively. Blackbone, he's going to go to the inside here. It's close to the pair of them. Wolfie opens up the steering. Blackbone goes too deep. That's going to be Wolfie back through, surely. Yes, it is. Bluebird as well, though, gets past Chevy Saft there, and a little bit further down the field, Baz Brains actually gets past Wisburn, interestingly enough there. Wisburn, I think, struggling on pace quite a bit, or at least fighting that Mercedes for quite a lot longer than I think he would have wanted. And meanwhile, we still got close fights out at the top of this field. Wolfie and Blackbone, both of them doing pretty decently. I think something with Alex there, I think, and why he retired. I think Ben and Alex may have come to blows, and that's forced them two out of the race. Not like purposely crashing into each other. I might as well put that one out there. But yeah, I think they've made contact somewhere in the race here, and unfortunately for them, that is them done and out of it. So yeah, both Red Bulls not going to score points in this race, and neither will Ben JSJB, but at least Alpine at the minute has got a solid result going here so far for Jeremy South. And actually, meanwhile, I want to potentially pick up a Bluebird. He, I think, is catching these guys out in front. Obviously, in the clean air for the minute, but he will be catching up quicker if these two decide to fight ahead of Blackburn and Wolfie. G. Benny, meanwhile, has retired for the session there. One Asamai is not going to score points either. So really unfortunate to only see 10 running by the end of things, but quite a load of incidents have happened early on in this race, and it's a bit of a shame to see that. Meanwhile, though, Wolfie goes defensive. Blackburn goes to the outside. Will there be any mistake on the brakes? None at all. And meanwhile, this double pass is happening here. Has to pass our Henson. Wismer past Baz Brains. both of them two doing pretty well. Look at these two, hold on a minute, side by side once again. Blackbone, he's going to get ahead of Wolfie. I'm not sure how it happened, but he gets a penalty. He's gone too deep into that corner in terms of where he's taking his line. Look at this! Side by side from turns 17 and 18. This is incredible stuff. And now Blackbone makes the move stick. Incredible from the Aston Martin driver. And now Bluebird must be rubbing his hands together here as he's seen the two ahead of him fight. Let's have a look now how quick he's going to be. Now that these two are proper locked into a battle, look at him go. Wolfie really trying to go close to turn one. He's going to dive it into turn one, in fact. Is there contact? No, Blackbird losing just enough space. Bluebird, surely we catching up now, but he's getting closer and closer. 1.2 now. The gap is he could push through this first sector and he might be able to have a chance at the next straight. We'll have to wait and see. Or he can think about an undercut, because the hard tyres, like I said, will last a long time in this race. If Bluebird thinks about an undercut, this could be a very easy P2 on the cars, potentially, if he's got the pace on his outlap. We'll have to wait and see, and he'll definitely be out in a lot of clean air. Let's see now, though. He's in DRS, so maybe there's a chance at a move. Let's have a look down this back straight. Rose, meanwhile, absolutely streaking clear, about a second lap clear of everybody else. Makes perfect sense in a minute. He is absolutely dominating qualifying. Blackburn makes his move. Wolfie makes the inside move work there. He's got a little bit too deep, though, I feel like. And Blackbone, yes, he's back up on the outside there. Hazard and Jemmy Saff as well are fighting with each other. Jemmy Saff actually off the track there. So maybe there was a little bit of touching there with each other. Meanwhile, Bluebird just watching this fight go on. Wolfie goes defensive. I don't think he needs to do that there. Blackbone is close with him now. Let's see. Are there many pit stops on this lap for any of these three drivers? Because it really can be an undercut opportunity right now if they want to. Let's have a look. Is anyone going to come into the pit lane? No, they are not. So maybe they could try and leave it to one more lap. I'm not too sure. But yeah, maybe they're just really focused on fighting each other here, as Bluebird now really cementing himself here in the fight, and Hazard starting to make a little bit of a trade between these guys in a minute. There's obviously he and Jerry Saff fighting. And yeah, while I was saying that maybe Ferrari wouldn't get the result they might have wanted in qualifying, so far they're definitely getting a good result in the race here. Bluebird on track currently for a P3 finish with Blackbird's 3-second penalty here, and can get more in this race with the pace that he's been showing. He's very close to Wolfie at the minute in terms of time on track. Only about 8 tenths separating them, and any sort of strategy play or any sort of DRS here could really help his cause. Let's have a look now, going down towards this next section of track. We're going to probably see a lot of weaving here from the car ahead of Wolfie, as it might be his time to box. I don't know. Let's have a look. And we're going to turn on the telemetry lap data actually here as well while I do this. And yeah, Wolfie survives that attack, so maybe this is the lap he's thinking about pitting here. He really wants that track position over Blackbone, and Bluebird also just sort of sitting back here. I feel like he should have tried to go for an undercut, but that might have just been me there. An undercut there really could have been quite powerful. But right now, I think he should be picking in this lap, if I'm honest with you. Rose, he's got about 15 trillion seconds in hand, so he should be fine to pit whatever the hell he likes, as long as they don't blow up on him. Wolfie, though, is he coming to the pit lane? He doesn't. There's a fake. And there we go. He triggers Bluebird into the pit lane. I think this is the play. Definitely. I think the undercut is just far too powerful here. I don't know why some people aren't choosing to box this one lap earlier. I don't know what it is here. If Hards can last, which is in the main strategy screen actually here, if Hards can last so many laps in this race, and meanwhile actually Whispered on the inside of our heads, so while I say that, yeah, if I say that Hards can last a bunch of laps in this race, I mean that. On the strategy screen, we have lap 12 for the mediums to come in. I feel like you could take those laps, a couple more, if you really wanted to. I think the hard tyres are that durable. Let's see how much you'll gain on Baz Brains here, Bluebird, on this lap. He's to be careful about penalties, but he has some clean air by absolute miles. He needs to make sure those hard tyres get warmed up initially, and he should be on for a pretty damn good result for himself. Meanwhile, though, these two, once again, Wolfie really going to the extremity to the track there. And a little bit further back here, Jeremy Saff will be powerless to defend from the McLaren of Wisburn, who sides on through there. He's not got much battery left to his name. Jeremy Saff has an Ivor, and meanwhile, Baz Brains gets past the V-Cup of our Henson here. Yeah, very surprised some of these guys on mediums haven't boxed. If it's not going to be the lap I said or lap 10, then it must be this lap. I don't know what really else can happen here, as Bluebird has gained actually quite a bit to what is now the RB about Henson. He's gained about a second, I think, on this lap, and that is including those guys that have had DRS. Now then, will Wolfie come into the pit lane? No, he will not, but the Aston of Blackbone will follow behind. Remember, Blackbone was ahead of Bluebird, not by much, but he was ahead, so let's see where he filters out. Jeremy Saff 2 into the pit lane. Now Henson stays up one more lap with that DRS. And yeah, let's have a watch of Blackbone so far. I don't think there's been any moves made up into the first couple of turns here as everybody starts to get a bit spread out after the pit stop window. Let's see, though, where Blackbone will come out. If it is further behind Bluebird, then Bluebird has played the strategy game perfectly. And there you go. He comes to the pit lane. Bluebird has undercut Blackbone, even with the DRS benefit that Blackbone has. And there you go. Look, it'll help me buy over a second here. Look. Out of the corner, it's 2 seconds. Bluebird now, as long as he keeps enough pace with Blackbone, that's it. Blackbone is out of the podium contention completely. And this is what I was talking about. He's got the warmed up hard tyres through the section as well, so he might be able to gain just a little bit more time for himself if he can. And what's worse, actually, in fact, is Wolfie in a minute. He has really not made this strategy work. He will have slightly fresher hards by the end of this race, but the time gap to gain is going to be pretty big. Because if a 1.7 second gap is between Bluebird and Blackbone after only one lap of the undercut, then this will be about 3 seconds here. That Wolfie will be behind Bluebird, and he will need to gain a lot more out of that one. Meanwhile, though, Bluebird, bit of a front lock up there, unfortunately for him. That might reel in Blackbone right now. We'll have to wait and see. And there you go, Rose in the pit lane. He realistically should have picked this up anyway. He had the time to. And Wolfie now, when will he come in? Would he stay on? In fact, he stays out. Another lap on the medium tyres there for Wolfie. I don't think it's a play. Henson should be coming in this lap as well. And there you go. Yes, he does. I think he's fell off quite a bit there, actually, from Baz Reigns. But yeah, Rose might filter out in the traffic here of the hard tyre runners. He's going to get pretty close here on exit with Baz Reigns. He'll be careful into the first turn between the pair of them. Rose actually has to cut the curb a little bit there, but Baz Reigns does get ahead in the end of things. Henson also dropping back quite a bit there. There's Jeremy Saff, I guess. She tried pulling the undercut on him. I think Jeremy Saff has definitely got that one correct there, and he has. He is clear of the V-Cub via Henson there. And it was pretty clear to see. I mean, even if Jeremy Saff was only a few tenths further ahead, I might be wrong with that one. Or he might have been behind. Either way, it's still a massive gap now that Henson has to go and claw back on only 1 lap fresher tyres. I don't feel like it's very surmountable there, unless there's a mistake from the Alpine driver. Meanwhile, though, Wolfie is the one leading this race at the minute, but Hazard only a couple seconds behind him now, and Wisburn might be the one actually next to go challenging here. As Wisburn on the inside, Hazard, I think for his own race here, really trying to help himself really fight this one here with Wisburn. As in the background we saw Rose overtaking Baz Reigns, very close between Hazard and Wisburn there. Will Wisburn try to make the move? No, because obviously Hazard fully in his right to fight for his position here, and yeah, it's pretty surprising to think about. There's obviously in Monza, Hazard finished quite a way away from Wisburn here. And right now, those two are fighting on track for position right now. Meanwhile, though, Rose is gaining a bunch of these guys. He was almost DRS in that lap there. But Wolfie in the pit lane now will see how much damage the undercut has done to his race. And Hazard, in fact, leads the race. Maybe it'd be for half a lap, but I'm sure he'll be enjoying this half a lap quite a lot out there. Not too sure what else really would happen for him, but there you go. Look, Wolfie behind Bluebird and Blackbone. That's actually a bigger gap than I was expecting there. That's going to be a lot, and it is a lot. Look, he's actually out of the penalty region where Blackbone has got a 3-second penalty. Wolfie's not going to be able to capitalise on that at the minute, and right now Blackbone isn't really capitalising on them 1 lap fresher tyres. He's going maybe a tiny bit quicker than Bluebird on these laps, but it's not working in the way that he would have wanted. Meanwhile, Rose, Wisburn and Hazard, I'm assuming Hazard here will get absolutely minced down this straight. That's the only word I can think of. Hazard, short lead there, comes to an end. But Wisburn actually might be able to stay ahead of Rose. Rose trying to go around the outside. He's going to be able to make the move stick here. Wisburn trying to be fair with him here, obviously, on them older tyres. And I think Rose gets the move done. Yes, he does. Hazard, though, meanwhile, still sitting back here. Maybe thinking about their move on Whisper. And there could be a move here, essentially, for Hazard, but he doesn't take it at the minute. And meanwhile, there, Baz Brains still behind them, but he'll be gaining through some of these corners, I'm sure, here. His Hazard's rear end looks quite light here. Really trying to push CRS through that section. But yeah, no, Wisburn stays ahead for the moment. Hazard here really fighting the people who have got the same strategies as him. Hazard, Baz Brains, Wisburn, those are the main three now, in fact, who are on that strategy. And Bluebird right now trying to claw up to the back of them as well. Right now, though, I think actually Bluebird has gained a lot with that undercut. He's only, I want to say that's about 8 seconds behind the leader. And in all things considered, he was about 15 seconds behind, or something ridiculous like that. So yeah, that just shows you how powerful the undercut is when someone is very clearly a lot faster than everybody else in this race, and the undercut still gains you seconds on seconds to them. I think it's quite clear what is really nice this race. Meanwhile, though, Hazard has just missed DRS there. Unfortunately for him, but fortunately, he is clear Baz Brains on the same strategy as him, and Baz actually goes a little bit deep there into that corner too. And I guess also Hazard, he's got no penalties so far. In fact, not many people have actually got penalties in this race, and I'm very surprised by that. There's not really too much to report on now. Until probably Blackbone and Bluebird maybe get quite close together on track. Maybe Wolfie could close on to these guys as well. But Bluebird right now doing pretty solid out there and could actually well be on for a P2 finish if it keeps going like this. And Ferrari could be on for a very big point haul. This really could be a good point haul for them. But they need to make sure they keep it on the track and very, very, very safe on track limits, because that looks to be a very make or break part of this race. Hazard, I assume, will be boxing in a few laps' time. Rose are 34.8. I want to stress that enough. Rose is on a 34.8. No one is within 2 seconds of his fastest lap. I'd just like to let everybody know. So insane stuff from him. Baz Brains coming into the meetings a little bit early here. I'd assume they'd last to the end, but this is probably cutting it a bit fine here. With how much wear they'll have by the end of this race. We only saw our heads take to the absolute max there with 13 laps. So Baz Brains will be doing the same. It should be all right for him to the end of the race. But yeah, he's got to be gaining a lot of time on these laps till the end. I'll have to see how that one goes for him. Meanwhile, though, Wisburn streaking his advantage a lot further out to Hazard. And Baz Brains actually probably trying to undercut Hazard himself. I think Hazard could probably do one more lap, if I'm honest, but it'll have to be either pitting this lap or pitting the next lap and then being behind the Mercedes driver. We'll have to wait and see. Either one probably would work for his race, but I think for the medium tyres and how quick they wear out, I maybe actually say getting undercut is a good decision long term. Unlike the hards, they do not last very long in terms of pace. And it's only really being proven at the minute because these guys are still rocketing along on their hard tyres. And I think actually more so than what they've been doing on their mediums, like by miles, in fact. But Wisburn, will he come into the pit lane now? He will choose to stay out there. Hazard might have thought about it then, but no, he chooses to stay out as well. And Bluebird is teammate there coming up to him now. It'd be pretty nice, actually, in terms of teamwork, if these two can maybe work a bit of DRS to each other, but I don't know if that will happen just yet. Wolfie slowly closing up here to Blackbone, who is also slowly closing up to Bluebird. So maybe they might just have enough life left in their tyres, but the dirty air will start affecting as soon as they're in that DRS window. We'll have to wait and see how it goes for the rest of this race, but Bluebird right now has the advantage of being ahead on track. We'll have to wait and see that he's really actually sliding about quite a lot on some of these corners. But yeah, no penalty for him so far, so obviously he's doing something good in this race. That looked pretty damn close, though, to a warning, if it wasn't. Yeah, meanwhile, though, Bluebird is catching Hazard just a little bit more here, but Blackburn actually was catching quite a bit more there in that sector 2 there by Bluebird, and Wolfie's also caught Blackburn as well. So these guys will probably meet on the final couple laps very close to each other, in fact, and maybe even before the final few laps here, as Bluebird here will get a little bit pestered by the dirty air of his teammate ahead. This could bring Blackbone very well much into it here, as Bluebird trying his best to sort of avoid all this dirty air. And meanwhile, Baz Brains gets past our heads on their medium tyres. His job now is to make sure they last the end of this race. And Bluebird now, look, you can probably really see the dirty air starting to affect him here. He had to stay in fifth gear for a lot of that straight. And let's see now, compare it to Blackbone going through these round corners. Yeah, it's very close. But I don't know if Blackbone got DRS. I don't think he did. Section Boy is actually normally much further away from him. And Bluebird here must be using this DRS to full effect to try and pull away from that second, and he does. So he's got to keep doing that now for pretty much the rest of this race. As meanwhile, Wisburn and Hazard, they're in the pit lane now. Will Jeremy Sapp clear him? They will clear him. But, yeah, actually, in fact, maybe more people will clear Wisburn in a minute. Be very close between him and our Henson on exit. It's very tight. But our Henson is the one to get through there on his hard tyres. So, yeah, the undercut's worked. Obviously, with a completely different strategy. But now, these guys will be absolutely flying. Maybe Baz Brains will eat off the pace first. Obviously, 2 laps on them tyres already, and actually our heads is struggling a little bit there on his setup too. Really trying to make sure he keeps biting the power down, because obviously he wants to take Baz Brains. He's still in the race with him, obviously, but yeah, Wisburn will be having something to say about that one now, as our head's actually gone a bit wide. He's got a bit of a worse run here. Wisburn's got all the battery in the world to work with. This should be a move for the McLaren driver, unless straight line speed that V car is good enough. Let's have a look. Our Henson on the outside. Wisburn has got a bit more confidence on the inside there, and our Henson sort of lets him by there now. He is through up into P7, and he will be really hunting Baz Brains down within a lap or two's time. And even Jeremy Saff here, who actually spoke a DRS hit to Baz Brains. So potentially Baz, although actually he's getting it back now. So yeah, potentially Baz is already equaling the medium tyre pace with the hard tyre pace. So we don't know just yet. But something we do know, actually, in fact, is all these guys got absolutely no ERS at the minute. But they're closing up to each other just that little bit more here. There's still 9 laps left of this race, but all these guys right now should be on some pretty damn nice tyre wear. I mean, they should all be able to easily make it to the end. It's just now mainly pure pace. Bluebird and Blackbone looks to be very similar. Wolfie probably getting a tiny tyre advantage, maybe about 10% overall, which will come into play by the end of this race, definitely. So I'll have to wait and see where he decides to make some of these moves. He doesn't decide there, and it will not be DRS for him. Meanwhile, though, Blackbone will get DRS here off of Bluebird. Bluebird will probably choose to save some battery down this straight, I'm sure of it, because he shouldn't be far enough behind here, Blackbone. Oh, no, he should be far enough ahead of Blackbone, sorry. And there you go, yeah, he is pretty comfortable at the minute. I think Bluebird's main worry right now, though, is Wolfie. He's on a couple of fresher tyres and it's closed up to the back of the Aston Martin. And I think that'll be the one he should be worrying about those. Meanwhile, Jeremy Saff has now got Wismer behind him as Baz Brains was past one McLaren there. And it might be a 2-for-1 on the same lap here as Wismer potentially could have dived down the inside there. Look, he's like pretty much pushing the Aston Martin, not the Aston Martin, the oh my god, Alpine through the corners. My god, I could not think of that because I was actually distracted by these guys up in front as Wolfie picks up penalty. Bluebird is not with a battery here. He really needs to save through this first sector. But these two now have got 3-second penalties. So Bluebird has a massive slide out of the first turn. He really needs to start saving battery here. He's got none left in comparison to these guys. He will not be able to defend himself down the straight as Wisburn there gets past Jeremy Sapp there. Baz Brains getting ever closer to the car in front of him there. And Hazard now, look at him go. He's really rocking along on these medium tyres. He was catching our heads for the first few laps. He's going to try and make a move here, but he's not quite close enough. He'll probably have to wait now for the next straight. But you can clearly see the difference in tyre grip there. They're both really hustling and harrying their cars still. But I think quite easily tell now who is quicker on their sets of tyres here. Hazard gets a nice run down here, in fact. He might actually be able to make a move on the inside for the corner. On the inside, Hazard goes, and he makes that move sick. And oh my goodness me, there is absolute chaos up in front. Blacktoad, Wolfie, and Bluebird are free wide. What is this? I don't know what's just happened. Oh my lord. Okay, right, okay, so Wolfie managed to somehow be first in all of that. Bluebird, though, tried to make a move there, actually, on the pair of them. He couldn't do it. Actually, he could do it. He's really pushing Wolfie here, and Wolfie's pushing him through. I completely missed all that. I'm so mad. Oh, my God. Right, anyway, so Wolfie's gone from fourth to second in one lap. Obviously, from the freshest tyres there, but now... he'll be the one susceptible to the cars behind here. Look, he knows it as well. Bluebird shouldn't really be using his battery here. He needs to start saving it. He's got not that much in hand on Blackbone, and Blackbone will be the one, I think, to challenge him next, unless he himself can challenge Wolfie out in front. I just cut to absolute all chaos there, going down the straight. Yeah, no, insane stuff, but yeah, Blackbird, I think, the main loser there. He really should have probably cleared Bluebird in that, but just did not get the exit he wanted out of one of those corners. And unfortunately for him, Bluebird still clear at the minute. Meanwhile, Bluebird trying his best to continue going along, but I think he's not got a good exit there. Blackbone is slowly creeping up to him here, and Wolfie should be clear of any threat from the cars behind by the end of this straight. He'll know to use all that battery, and he will be using all that battery. Meanwhile, though, Bluebird, just to make sure he's clear of Blackbone, and I think he definitely is. He's got to stop using that battery, though. He is definitely clear now. And there you go. Look, he's definitely clear. Once again, I had to make sure he knows that. I think we'll try not to miss another free wide battle again. So we're going to cut to these guys, who will probably be quite close to each other. Baz Braids going pretty aggressive already. He knows that his medium tyres are starting to fade a bit. And Jebby Saf, even though he did get passed by that Mercedes, there's still 7 laps in this race. Those hard tyres will go to the end. They will not massively fade out in the way that the medium tyres will. So to keep watching them as, yeah, meanwhile, actually, I wanted to quickly check. Actually, let's make sure there's no moves we made here. No, there is not. Very quickly, let's have a quick check on Bluebird's warnings. Has he only got 1? No, he's got 2. So potentially, unless we're looking for a collision, he has got a chance of getting a free ticket penalty as well. So he will need to be quite careful of his track limits. In fact, he's going very interestingly on the gears there. He's going 4th gear at the first turn, which is pushing it a little bit. He doesn't need that much grip out of those first couple corners. But yeah, Henson now trying to close up to these guys back again because, yeah, he's had DRS at the minute. And actually, hold on a minute, Hazard got a much better run there for Jeremy Saffer in those corners. He couldn't make it work. As someone who's not making it work here either is Bluebird at the minute. Will he be able to keep in DRS? Only just. But he's got a lot less battery than Blackbone behind him. Blackbone shouldn't be threatening him from 7 cents back, but Bluebird really saves the battery here. He can't really live on the edge like this. He needs to make sure he's saving battery. He's clear. He's well clear, in fact. But he just needs to make sure he's saving our battery, because right now Wolfie is in the teens on battery. Bluebird just got into about, 15% X in that corner. He needs to harvest a lot more battery by the time he's done here. Hazard, though, is past Jeremy Saf, and Jeremy Saf has got no answer, unfortunately for him. Hazard's actually still with the overtake button on. He's raring to go, I think. He really wants the next spot up in this race is Baz Brains, although, once again, he has got a penalty for him. Actually, interestingly enough, I have not even seen this. Blackbone picked up another penalty during that, so maybe Bluebird just trying to play it safe, and instead just trying to keep with Wolfie. Maybe that was what the plan was for him, because no way should be getting another 4 warnings in the last couple of laps. There's some, absolute hell breaks loose once again. But yeah, maybe his plan now, just stick with the DRS out in front, and he'll be able to win this race. Or not win this race. So, well, actually, pretty much it is just win this race this way, because Rosie out in front is just, yeah, he. I mean, if he's hearing me right now, he could probably pit onto a set of mediums again, or a set of soft tyres, in fact, and still win this race. I don't think he will, but if you are listening to me, Wolfie, no, Rose, sorry, if you are listening to me, it's a cool idea that I think he could do. But now, this is the fight we got to look at here. Bluebird now losing a bit of time now to Wolfie, as obviously he's on 3 lap fresher tyres. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, let's see now what happens by the end of this race. Everything should be all okay for Bluebird. and he is all okay at the minute. Blackburn actually really didn't gain as much down that straight. And, yeah, sorry, my eyes all watery here in a minute. It feels, yeah, I see a second here. Hold on a minute. Well, we'll still try and conversate what's going on at the minute. Hazard down the inside of Bazbrains. And I think Bazbrains just holds on there on his mediums. But Hazard knows that move should be coming soon. It might actually come in the very next corner here. Bazbrains a little bit wayward. Hazard, though, not able to make the move just yet. God, my throat is very, very weird at the minute. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, 1 second. Hold on a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I think I'm okay now. I don't know what's really going to change, but hopefully my throat does not feel incredibly watery again. That felt really odd there. But anyway, yeah, Wolfie streaking a little bit further clear here at Bluebird in a minute. Maybe there is a chance to still secure that P2 spot. I think the one thing we will check, though, is the penalties for Wolfie. There's 2 validated lap times, but no penalties. So I'd assume this is another 2 warnings here. He needs 2 more warnings in terms of track limit warnings to get a penalty once again. But maybe this is a chance to have Blackburn. He's 6 cents back, but he's got the ERS. He's got the DRS of Bluebird. He's not got much to defend with here. Let's have a look. Will he go defensive into this next corner? No. Blackburn actually really couldn't make a move at all, in fact. And potentially, Bluebird might need to play a little more strategically here. He might want to let Blackbone go, save on his battery behind him for a lap. I don't know if that's the key that he wants. Maybe he wants that clean air instead. But it could be a move that he could try and do here, because right now he is losing too much time to Wolfie ahead, and the warnings that are currently from these guys will be pretty much set in stone. Bluebird could also get a pretty good penalty at the minute, and that could maybe pressure him a bit too much. But yeah, right now though, Wolfie's sort of streaking away from these guys out in front, and I feel like Bluebird should just try and recharge his battery for a lap, even if it means getting past by Blackbone. As long as he can sit close to him for a little bit longer, then I feel like he should be able to close up that gap once again to under 3 seconds by the end of this race. Because right now it's 2.6, and we can tell Wolfie now has got that slight pace edge over Bluebird. Bluebird is still trying his best, though, obviously. Jeremy Henson trying his best to hold on his hard tyres there, but he's now been overtaken by, or he actually might not have been overtaken. I don't know who was actually ahead at this point, but yeah, the other thing I was actually going to say, actually, while I was talking about this, is, yeah, the medium tyres. They haven't really broken away from the hard tyres at all. This is what I mean by they sort of didn't have the pace to always match them. And yeah, right now it's very, very, very clear to see. Meanwhile, though, what's also clear to see is Blackburn trying to go running outside of Bluebird. It's going to be very tight between the pair of them. Blackburn's opened his steering a tiny bit. Bluebird gives him just enough space. But there you go, he's out of 3 seconds of Wolfie there now. That is going to be it, I think, for that P2 spot for Bluebird. Wolfie should be finishing P2 now in this race, unless once again something happens. Our Henson late braking there, though. Looks like got past Jeremy Saffron with a lovely move, but there was a bit of a shit camera direction, to be quite honest. Don't know what was happening there, but yeah, I think it's now quite clear. Bluebird is going to finish P3 in this race, barring any incidents. And yeah, unless Wolfie also barring any incidents, I think he's going to finish P2, and barring any incidents up ahead, Rose will finish P1. I've not even really had the cameras on him the whole time. I'm so sorry, Rose, but yeah, I mean, guess when you're this far ahead, you don't really generate much action. You had a great qualifying lap, you had a great fast lap, but yeah, there's not really much more I can say at the minute. The fast lap, other than a 34.8, is a 35.7 here from Wisburn and Kodoy. I'm trying to make sure I'm counting these correctly. Yeah, I think that's all of them there. There was a 35.8 there, I think, from Hazard as well. I believe it was 1 or 2. Him and Bazbrains, I believe it was. Yellow flag actually out there, though, and it is Kodoy, never mind. We'll ignore that one for the minute. But there you go, look. Bluebird now has got to defend for Blackbird again, but Blackbird's got DRS, a full pack of battery. Bluebird hasn't really got either of them. Blackbird now should be getting past the Aston... no, oh, it's contact, actually. Hold on a minute. Sorry, I was completely wondering what the hell was going on there. But I think Blackburn stood a little bit early there, and I think he's recognised that mistake. He's given that position back. Kodoy in the pit lane here, going very, very slowly. I'm not too sure. I think he's just trying to go over that fast step attempt there once again. Meanwhile, though, other fights are still going on at the minute. Hazard and Baz Race still going at it in a minute, but now actually Hazard up into P6 in this race. This would be very good, actually, for the Ferrari boys. I mean, I think P3 and P6, to my knowledge, is 34 points compared to the 27 currently for Rose and 22 currently for Wolfie. Both of those in Haas Sauber, obviously. So I believe Ferrari will gain 7 points to the Constructors' lead and will gain a lot to Sauber, in fact. So they might be firmly in this Constructors' fight now with only a few rounds left. If they keep going at the pace that they're doing right now, obviously, and if they don't lose any more positions here, Bluebird might be struggling with tyre wear as well. We don't know. But, yeah, he obviously was the earliest person to put the hard tyres on. So it definitely goes without saying that he will be struggling a bit with his hards by this point. We're probably about 55 to 60% by this rate. And he's got a bit more battery to play with, but he once again has not got that DRS. It's closely to Paradon once again. Wolfie looks to still a P2 pretty much secured here, unless there's a penalty going on by this rate. Look at the chaos back here as Bluebird still fends off Blackbone. There's a wider Henson there. Jeremy Sapp's going to go through. This is going to be chaos. Let's have a quick look at this. Hazard been taken down by 4 cars here if he's not careful. He goes to the extreme inside of the corner. Baz Brains is forced to go to the outside line. Can he outbrake him, Baz Brains? He does outbrake him. He's on a good, nice exit. But does Baz Brains manage to hold him off? And there you go. He's managed it very beautifully there. Blackbone gets another penalty. That is all but going to cement him well away from any of these guys now. It's unfortunate, but look at the carnage going on here. I thought it was 5 cars there, but Godoy has now been, unfortunately, lapped by everybody. So, I mean, I guess it's his plan here to actually take DRS off everybody, but, you know, I think it's a bit funny to say he's been lapped by everyone. But, yeah, the 5 cars all in one spot, technically. There's our Henson there, picks up penalty as well. That's 6 seconds for him. He's not going to go any further in this race. But right now, will be other people going a little bit further in this race here. Is Hazard maybe thinking about a move here on the outside of Baz. It's a little bit close to everybody here as our Henson tries to make a move on Hazard. It's very close to the pair of these guys. I know, obviously, that our Henson will finish behind Hazard in a minute, but it's just fun to see, fun to watch. All this stuff is in a minute, and right now, Blackbone is pushing Bluebird round these sets of corners. Rose already in sector 3. He will take the race win, but can Blackburn at least take that P3 on track for something of his own there? Let's have a look now. To the outside, he fakes it, goes to the inside. Is it now the move for Blackbone? He cuts that corner a little bit too much there, I feel like, but he does get ahead of Bluebird. Bluebird, I think now, is just struggling too much on the tyres now. We're going to quickly cut to Rose, who's already going to come across the line and win. Congratulations to him. But there's fighting still going on this track. Look at them all go at the minute. It's only Sens in these final few corners. Not at the minute. Oh, Jerry Sapp there got very, very tangled up, though, with the rear tyres. Wolfie, though, is going to come home in P2. Brilliant result from him. Blackbone will be P3 on the road, but now it will change to Bluebird in P3. Good job to him as well with the undercut strategy in the end. It has worked out for him. Wisman as well, actually. P5 wasn't really challenging people too much in his second stint, but he's managed to do it in that first stint. Got ahead of everybody, and he's all okay. Hazard, though, picks up a penalty on the final few corners. That's not going to put him ahead of Baz Brains, and it will put him behind Jeremy South. As long as he's safe around the final corner, he is. Unfortunate there for Hazard at the very end. It was probably a great race, but yeah. That's what happens, unfortunately, to those that push to the very end. You maybe could have just let it go a little bit there, and he would have had that little bit of a higher bit there. Our Henson Cinema. Yeah, that was very good. Also, thank you, Imrai, for giving a little watch to the stream. It's nice to see you again. Yeah, a bit unfortunate we haven't had too many people in this race. Looked like a really fun one out there, and if there's more people equal on pace, you can just tell it's so fun round Dakota. But yeah, Rose takes a win with Wolfie in P2. I think this is like the 15 trillionth time they've gone 1-2 each other. Actually, let's have a look. Melbourne 1-2. Jeddah 1-2. Monaco, they were 1-2. Silverstone, they only got split by Yanni in the Williams. Spa 1-2. Monza 1-2. Austin now 1-2. They have been the dominant force here, but one has just been a little bit more dominant than the other, and that is Rose, who took the win, pole and fast up in this race. Wolfie finishes second, and Bluebird on the podium from 13th on the grid, actually. Good job to him. Blackman P4, Wisman P5, Jerry Sapp P6, Basbrace P7, Hazard P8, Hazard P9, Kodo P10, G. Benny, Unai Embry, Ben JSJB, and Arbnor, I believe it was. Yes, all of them did not finish this race, and there was only 10 left. Missing Ryan Bald days. I do a little bit, but I don't miss F124. Disgraceful game that was. I still hate it, unfortunately. But brilliant stuff, actually, for all our drivers out there. We'll just very quickly make sure everybody is all in their seats correctly. Just want to make sure that we're all good. I'll make sure you will know what the point situation is. Kodo as well actually did not take the pass at the end of that race. That is still held by Rose. Didn't really cover that one, but there you go. The things here, Rose did take the win in the end, and he is now on 177 points. Wolfie now 15 points back. You need a bit of a miracle here if he wants to catch him in the championship, because Rose looks so on form. But yeah, meanwhile though, Blackbone P3, Bluebird P4 actually got ahead of Baz Brains in the championship by the end of that. And Alex without points once again. Wisburn in P7 has a P8, gets her Pablos, who was reserving, our heads to P10. Now, the constructors, it closed up actually between the top three. Haas do pull away slightly from Sauber, but the main one there is Ferrari. They close up another couple points to Haas and a lot more to Sauber as well. We might be seeing a three-way constructors fight. From a team that's only actually scored 2 podiums this whole season, which I think is insane. And in fact, I also want to mention here, Rose and Wolfie have scored podiums in every single race so far. I don't believe it's ever actually been done by a single driver before, but I don't see what can really stop him here. Rose currently 7 races, 1 P2 and 6 wins. So pretty damn good race pace from him. Wolfie as well. Unfortunately for him, just a little less dominant here than Rose. But yeah, P1 once, P2 5 times, and P3 once. They've still been on the podium constantly, but yeah, you can tell one's just a little bit better than the other in terms of these race results. But congratulations to everybody there, and we will now head into the final 3 races of our season here of Interlagos, Las Vegas, and Yas Arena. Do not miss it. Blackmo's saying, fuck track limits. Yeah, unfortunately for you, mate, you couldn't really make anything else work in that race, but you did finish P3 on track, so congratulations to you. But yeah, I think your main thing there, at least you finished ahead of Wisburn, because it was less than 2 seconds that, so yeah, good job there. But anyway, I'm Miss Cookie. This has been BRL Season 14, Round 7 at Interlagos. I do not know the context of our Henson Cinema. That was Imrai talking in the chat. I'd assume it was just really fun racing. So, yeah, I'm Miss Cookie, though. Once again, I'll do the outro again. This has been BRL Season 14, Round 7 at Austin. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.